Good morning and praise the Lord. My appeal today is to address the intentional strategy to subvert and divide our country by race and for money to become the asset of our society and people to become a mere commodity to be traded off for the betterment of a few. We know that without the investment in people, money has no value. And even those that are wealthy view themselves as assets, but everyone else is a commodity. We also find that there is a need to protect corrupt structures in our society. We see this in the protection of police activities across our country. In fact, they expect to be protected, and we witness these abuses and their protections on a daily basis. And while we protest vehemently about police abuses, which we should, we conveniently allow and tolerate without accountability the daily shootings and executions within our own neighborhoods as if it is normal when neither should be allowed. We have witnessed and continue to witness the demise of our own community through the poor funding of our schools, and where the teachers union and our public officials want us to take sides. We have our own side. Those classrooms and our children do not belong to the union, they belong to us. They do not belong to the politicians, they belong to us. And we expect both the union and the politicians to negotiate in good faith and to come to a decision without the influence of political predators. What we are facing is a public and vocal insurgence of racism due to shifts in population, the desire to hold on to power and privilege, and this is made visible by the election and disrespect of the first African-American president. What we are facing is the difference between people or money being the asset, where the lack of state funding to thousands of people and the institutions that support the most vulnerable, these funds have been politically withheld, and the opportunity for needed support is squandered, while people are being put at greater risk just to make an unnecessary and underwhelming political point. And finally, we understand that trickle-down economics and the idea of compassionate conservatism are just code words that mean progress for a few and struggle for everyone else. I have heard one politician say, "I don't need the black vote. All I need to do is to split the vote." To address this predatory level of political terrorism, we must vote and send the message that we will not be compromised. There are those that march day and night to protest the murder of Laquan McDonald. We now need to vote in order to further validate what we all believe. There are some political types who have asked me after the Laquan McDonald marches, will the African-American community actually vote their local officials out of office or just depend on someone else to fight their battle? If you are angry about how our community is being treated, and if you are prepared to send a message that we are unified about eliminating abuses, to build a future for our children, to end the talk of political terrorism, which cannot be allowed, then we must start voting in the primary, which is in March, and then the presidential and senatorial elections in November. Over the course of the next few months, I will ask you to join the entire apostolic family to make a difference and to demonstrate our ongoing will, not to be reformed, but to transform, not to be complacent, as if our vote doesn't matter, but I want you to see the value in our voting. The members of the Apostolic Church of God are preparing to engage at all levels of civil engagement. And we will be inviting you to participate with us in informational forums to determine how, as a community, we should strategically respond to the systemic issues we face, to begin to understand how we use the gifts we have been given, to make our community different, and to make it a different place to live. Please vote as the first step to our future. Thank you for listening to me, and may God bless.